If you don't see value and worth in yourself, you're not going to add value to yourself. You're not going to go after the dreams and the goals and the vision that you have for your life. You're not even going to have a vision for your life if you don't see value in yourself. If you don't believe that you're worth growing, that you're worth maturing, that you're worth achieving your goals, achieving your potential. If you don't see value in yourself, if you don't believe that you're worth it, you're not going to accomplish much. You're not going to leave a lasting legacy for your children if you don't believe that you're worth it and that you're worth growing and getting better and better and better. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to just talk about how to see value and worth in yourself. And the reason why I want to talk about how to see value and worth in yourself is because if you don't see value and worth in yourself, you're not going to add value to yourself. You're not going to go after the dreams and the goals and the vision that you have for your life. You're not even going to have a vision for your life if you don't see value in yourself. If you don't believe that you're worth growing, that you're worth maturing, that you're worth achieving your goals, achieving your potential. If you don't see value in yourself, if you don't believe that you're worth it, then you're not going to accomplish much. You're not going to leave a lasting legacy for your children if you don't believe that you're worth it and that you're worth growing and getting better and better and better. And so, on this show, on this channel, I talk about personal development and I talk about personal growth. But personal development is the belief that you are worth the effort, the time, the energy that it takes to develop yourself. That's what it is. It's you believing that you're worth it, that you have value. And what I find is that a lot of people don't believe in themselves. A lot of people don't believe that they're worth getting better. A lot of people don't believe that they're worth rising out of their circumstances, whatever circumstances they're in. Sometimes people don't believe that they're worth doing that. They don't believe in themselves. They may say, I want to do this or I want to do that. But deep down inside, they really don't believe that they're worth it. They really don't believe that who they are is a person that has value and is a person that's worth doing the best you can do and living a life that you can be fulfilled in. People don't really believe it on a heart level. They may say it, they may say certain things out of their mouth, but in their heart, in their spirit, they don't believe that they're worth it. And that's what I want to talk about today, because some people don't believe in the possibilities and the things that God has put inside of them. And I'll start off by saying this. One reason why a lot of people don't believe in themselves and they don't believe that they're worth it is because somewhere along the lines, somewhere probably in their childhood or whatever, and a lot of it happens in people's childhood. Somewhere in their childhood, they had their potential squashed, meaning they grew up in certain circumstances. They grew up in a negative environment. You may have a bunch of potential, but you don't know how to tap into that potential because you grew up in a negative environment. No one spoke life into you. You didn't have any positive affirmation growing up. Or you went through a crazy, terrible circumstances when you were a child. You either struggled financially or emotionally or physically. Sometimes people were physically abused, emotionally abused. And so things happen sometimes early in life, and what it is the enemy trying to defeat you before you even get started. Because sometimes the enemy believes in you more than you believe in yourself. Yeah. The devil believes in you more than you believe in yourself, because the devil believes that you are somebody. The devil believes that you have worth and you have value. And he knows that, and he believes that. And so what does he try to do? He tries to stop you before you even get started. That's why we can't explain why things happen to innocent kids. Kids are innocent, and kids cannot stand up for themselves. They cannot fight for themselves. And what the devil tries to do is the devil tries to take them out when they're kids with an abuse or molestation or bad parents or bad family members or just poor situations, financial struggles, growing up struggling. Sometimes the devil tries to take your potential away from you because he knows who you are. He knows who you are better than you know who you are sometimes. And sometimes things can happen early on in life and the devil tries to take you out because he knows what you're going to grow into. He knows the potential that you have on the inside of you. And that's unfortunate because, like I said, when you're a child, it's not much you can do about it. And that's why it's up to the people in your life, the adults in your life, to speak life into you, to provide a positive environment for you, to provide an environment that you can thrive in, that you can grow up in, that you can build in. And the thing about it is, sometimes parents, they don't know what to do because they didn't grow up in that environment. And so a lot of times they don't know what they don't know, right? And so sometimes it's not even their fault because they were never taught. They didn't grow up in a positive, loving environment. They didn't grow up with someone with someone speaking life into them, right? And so it kind of just goes down. It kind of just goes from generation to generation to generation of these negative consequences, right? And it's what we call generational curses, right? But it's time to stop the generational curses. It's time to stop the generational curses, and it's time to start the generational blessings, the generational empowerment, generational positive environments, right? And so it can start with you. Yes, I don't know what your childhood was like. It may have been hard, it may have been rough, but you can start now, today, and you can change your family tree. You can change your life for generations to come, and you can change your life so that it will impact your children and your children's children and your children's children's children. Okay? And so that happens when we take a look in the mirror. Regardless of how you got started, regardless of whether you, because yeah, it's true. Some people get a head start in life. Some people grow up in a good situation. Some people grow up with they don't have financial issues. They come from money. Some people have that. Some people come from a loving and a positive environment, whether they got money or not. So sometimes it's money, sometimes it's a positive environment. But we don't choose how that happens. And so even if you came up in a negative with negative circumstances, you can change. You can change today, and it will affect the rest of your life. All you got to do is take a look in the mirror, and then when you take a look in the mirror, you can decide, what you want to do next. Sometimes that hard look in the mirror comes after we've just had this moment in life to where life just knocks us down, and we look up in the mirror and figure out, you know what? I'm not where I want to be. I'm not happy as I want to be. I don't have the peace that I want to have. At this point in my life, I thought I would be further than I am. And sometimes whatever it is that makes you come to that moment to where you have a Jesus moment or come to Jesus moment, to where you have a moment to where you just realize that my life is not where I want it to be, and some things need to change. And if you come to that moment, you can realize that, hey, it doesn't matter what happened to me before. I now have a chance to be anyone that I want to be. I have a chance to be anyone that I want to be. I now have a chance to do anything that I want to do. I have a chance. And it's a decision. It's a decision. You can decide now. You can decide today that things are going to be different. I am deciding right now that I'm going to be different. I'm deciding right now that I'm going to change. I'm deciding right now that I'm going to start living my life doing the things that I want to do. And I'm no longer going to be a victim of my circumstances. I'm going to change my life for the better. I'm going to turn this thing around. You can just decide that today. Right now, you can make that decision. And you can decide to have a positive outlook on life. Because see, sometimes when things happen with people, like I said, things happen with people and it takes their self-confidence. They have a low self-esteem. And I want you to now to decide, I'm going to have a positive self-esteem. I'm going to have self-confidence in myself. And I know that's a process. But a lot of times, the reason why people don't believe in themselves and the reason why people don't reach their potential is because they have low self-esteem. That's just bottom line. They just have low self-esteem. And self-esteem is the single most significant factor in a person's behavior. Because you're going to behave in the way that you see yourself. If you have low self-esteem, you're going to behave in that manner. It's just whatever you see yourself, that's how you're going to act. If you believe that you're worthless, then guess what? You're going to act like you're worthless. Your behavior, you're going to do things and you're going to act out in a behavior that shows yourself and other people that you believe that you're worthless. That's what's going to happen. Everything that you do, all of your actions is going to show that because that's what you believe. You believe you're worthless. And so all your actions are going to follow that belief. But on the other hand, if you believe that you have worth, if you believe that you have value, then you'll act like that. All of your actions will align with what you believe. If you believe that you are worth it, that you're worth more, then your actions will start lining up with believing that. Because the one thing that's important for your development and for your motivation is the way that you see yourself, the way that you judge yourself. See, some people judge themselves as being a nobody. Some people judge themselves as being a person that lacks, I don't have any confidence. I don't have any worth. And when you make that judgment on yourself, it's very hard to act anything different from that. See, when you have low self-esteem like that, it puts a ceiling on your potential. Like when you have low self-esteem, you can't go any higher than your self-esteem. You can't go any higher than that. And that's the limitation that you have put on yourself because of your self-esteem. You can't go any higher than that. People are never able to outperform their self-image. Like whatever your self-image is of yourself, you can't outperform that. You can't go past that. Whatever you believe about yourself, you're not going to go past that. And so you have to learn how to place value on yourself. Because here's the thing. The value that we place on ourselves is the value that other people place on us. If we believe that we're worth it, then other people will believe that we're worth it. Right? And so if you don't believe that you have value, nobody else will. It's up to you. It's up to you. Yes, other people should just automatically see the value in you, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes you have to show people that you have value and that you believe in yourself before they will. And it's unfortunate. Yes, I believe that we should live in a world where people just automatically have value or people place value in you, that people believe that you have worth. I believe that we should live in a world like that, but we don't live in a world like that. We don't live in a perfect world, because in a perfect world, yes, everyone will see everyone as valuable, but unfortunately they don't. And so sometimes you have to see yourself as valuable before anybody else does. Because whatever you feel, the value that you put on yourself is the value that other people will put on you. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, don't be concerned with what other people think about you. You need to be more concerned with how you think about yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter. How you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself is what's going to matter. Because however you feel about yourself first can change the way someone else feels about you. And so if you have a small value on yourself, if you believe that you have no value, then guess what? The world is going to believe the same thing. The world is going to believe the exact same thing about you. And so you have to teach the world who you are. Now, what I'm talking about is all about building your self-image. You need to build your self-image of yourself. Because if you have a negative self-image of yourself or a low self-image of yourself, then that's what you're gonna act like. And those are the results in life that you're gonna get. You're not gonna have any peace. You're not gonna have any happiness because you think so low of yourself. And so what I want to help you to do is I want to help you to build your self-image. And so I want to give you a few steps that can help you to build your self-image. And I'll start with this. The first thing that you need to do is you need to guard your self-talk. You need to guard how you talk about yourself. Because that's where it starts. What you say about yourself. Not necessarily what people say about you, is what you say about yourself is what gets us in trouble. It's what makes us feel like we don't have any value. It's what we say about ourselves. So the first thing you want to do is you want to guard your self-talk. Because when you think about it, like where does our talk come from? Well, it comes from your heart. So you got to backtrack and start from there. The reason why you say the things that you say is because of the things that you have in your heart. And that's why in Proverbs 4:23 it says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And the reason why it says that is because when you guard your heart, it determines what you say. See, whatever's in your heart determines what you say. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so it starts with what's in your heart. That's why you have to guard your heart, because if you don't have to guard your heart and there's certain things get in there, then it makes you say certain things. So you're going to say whatever's in your heart. And so your mouth and your heart are closely related. Like they're closely related. Okay? And so you have to watch what you let in your heart, because once you watch what you let in your heart, then it'll help you with what you say. And that's why the very next verse in Proverbs, verse 24 says, avoid all perverse talk and stay away from corrupt speech, because it hurts you. When you talk crazy, it hurts you, right? And so if we want to change our lives, we have to change the way that we think about ourselves. But if we want to change the way we think about ourselves, we have to change the way that we talk to ourselves, because that's where it starts. You talk to yourself in a certain way because you think about yourself in a certain way. And so that's the first thing we want to do, is you want to guard your self-talk and watch what you say to yourself. If you do something bad, don't call yourself stupid. Just say, man, I made a mistake. I did something crazy. I did something dumb. And watch how you say that. You can say, I did something dumb. Don't say, I am dumb. Just say, man, I made a dumb decision. But don't think that you're dumb. And those are the things that you got to watch. Or you say things like, man, I can't never get it right. Or I'm always messing this up. You got to watch that, because what you say is what's hurting you. Oh, I can never do this, or I can never accomplish that goal. You got to watch that type of stuff. And so that's what you want. That's the first thing I want you to do, is I want you to guard your self-talk. The second thing is this. The second thing is stop comparing yourself to others. Yeah, you need to stop comparing yourself to others. I know we live in a day in time where we have social media, and we can pull up Instagram right now and see a bunch of people doing things, doing whatever. And we're looking at them and we're comparing ourselves to them. That's what we all do it. I've done it. We all do it. And so we need to stop that. We need to stop comparing ourselves to others. Because here's the thing. People are different. Those people are different from you. Their lives, they have a different calling on their life. They have a different mandate on their lives. They have a different assignment than you. You have a completely different assignment. And so you cannot look at someone else and compare yourself to them where they are. Because a lot of times we're comparing our year 1 to their year 20. Because they only showed you year 20. They didn't show you 1 through 19. They're showing you year 20. And you're at year 1 and you're comparing yourself. And now you're discouraged. That's got to stop. And people are different. That person may be in their gifts and their talents, and you have another gift. You have another skills. You have other skills and abilities. You have a different calling on your life. There's a quote that says, I think it's Albert Einstein that says, you can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. So stop judging yourself by somebody else's standards because they have a different assignment on their life than you. Even if you have the same job, even if you have the same amount of kids, you got 3 kids and they got 3 kids. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still have a different life. You still have a different assignment. God still has a different purpose for you. You have a unique purpose for your life. And so stop judging yourself by their life. You need to judge your own life by your own vision, by your own, whatever vision that God gave you. That's how you judge your life, not by someone else's. And so that's the thing that we need to do. We need to stop comparing ourselves to others because that will kill your self-confidence. It will kill your self-esteem. The third thing we need to do is we need to move beyond your limiting beliefs. You need to move beyond your limiting beliefs. You need to stop limiting the possibilities that God has put inside you. You are limiting that, not no one else. You are. Yes, sometimes people hold us back. Sometimes people hold us down. But I find that we hold ourselves down more than other people do. We hold ourselves down more than other people do. And we put limitations on ourselves. Because the greatest limitation that people experience in their lives is the limitations that they put on themselves. It's not the limitations that other people put on you. I know that all kinds of things happen in this world. I know that. And I know that there are people that are oppressed and people that have gone through things, and people have put limitations on some people. But a lot of times, and I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about those situations to where people are oppressed, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the limitations that you put on yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Because when a person puts a limitation on themselves, they put a limit on what they can do. And when you put a limit on what you can do, you put a limit on what you will do. Because if you believe that you can't do something, then you're not even gonna try. And so you've already put a limit on yourself because you're not even gonna try. And you never know what can happen. But you've already defeated yourself. You already took yourself out of the race because you already believe that you can't do this. You already believe, I want to start a business, but I can't start that business. You already believe that. And you've taken yourself out. You already believe that I can't quit my job and go and get the job that I really want. And so you limit yourself. And so I'll say this, it's not what you are that holds you back, but it's what you think you are not. Let me say that again. Listen to me carefully. It's not what you are that holds you back. It's what you think you are not. That's what holds you back. That's what holds you back. What you think that you can't do. Who you think that you can't be. Those are the things that hold you back. And so that's the thing. We have to learn how to stop with the limiting beliefs. And we have to learn to believe in ourselves and believe that we can do things. We have to believe in ourselves. The next thing is this. The next thing is you need to learn how to serve others. You need to learn how to serve others. Because when you, and I'm still talking about building a positive self-image. You need to learn how to serve others. Because when you learn how to serve others, it takes your mind off of you. Because it's hard to feel bad about yourself when you're doing something good for somebody else. That's all I'm going to say about that. Learn how to serve others. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because once you start getting outside of your own self and helping other people, that right there shows that you have value and that you have worth because you start helping other people. And then people will start helping you. And that right there will give you value. That will add value to your life when you do that. So serve others, serve other people. Another thing is this, celebrate small wins, celebrate small victories. That will do wonders for your confidence. that will help you with your self-esteem when you celebrate small victories. I don't care how small it is. If you get a promotion on your job, celebrate that. Don't say, well, it wasn't as big as I thought it was, or yeah, I'm just the supervisor. Like, don't say stuff like that. Celebrate that. Say, yeah, I'm the supervisor now, and I'm grateful to God for this promotion, and I pray that He blesses me with the next promotion. But right now, I'm happy with this promotion. I celebrate it. I'm gonna go out to have a nice dinner tonight. I'm gonna celebrate with my family, with my spouse. I'm just gonna celebrate this moment. Celebrate small victories. Celebrate the small wins that you get in life. No matter how small it is, take the time and celebrate it, because that will help you to cultivate a positive self-image, a positive environment for your life. Celebrate the small victories. And another thing is this: embrace a positive vision for your life based on what you want to see, based on what you value. And have a positive self-image, or have a positive vision for where you're going, for where you want to go. Because if you don't develop a positive vision for where you want to go, you'll never do the actions that you need to do to get there. And so that's what that will do. Once you develop a vision, then you can start to do the actions. And when you start to do the actions that you want to do, that will help you build confidence, and that will help you with your self-esteem. So you need to embrace a vision for your life that's based on what you value. And the last thing I'll say is this: take responsibility for your life. It's time to take responsibility for your life. Like I said, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know. I sympathize with you. I empathize with you with what happened. There are a lot of things that happened with me. I didn't grow up the way that I wanted to grow up. I didn't have certain things that I wanted to have. I didn't come from a rich family or nothing like that. But it's my responsibility to take responsibility for what I want next, for what I want to become, for what I want to do, for what I want to achieve. If I want to build wealth, it's my responsibility to build wealth. Not looking at, oh, my parents didn't give me any money, or my parents didn't build wealth. You need to take responsibility for your life. So that's what I want to leave you with. Take responsibility for your life. Whatever you want to do, it's time to take responsibility over that thing. And that's the last thing I'll say. Take responsibility for your life. It's up to you. And so, if you like what you heard today, you might want to check out a video I did on why it's important to know your worth. If you want to check out that video, just click or tap the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.